Hello there, folks. DJ Burgstarre here, back with another tip. So today I want to talk about the fade to gray device in Ableton Live. You'll find that under Audio Effects, under Utilities, and Audio Effects Rack, and then DJ Performance here. And you might be asking yourself, DJ, I'm using a DAW, I'm writing music. Well, some people can actually use Ableton to DJ as well. Ableton Live is very capable in that way. And so let me show you how a DJ might use this, and then we'll also launch another project where we're going to show you how you might use this fade to gray knob on a regular song and a regular track you're working on as well. So here's how a DJ might use it. A DJ would use this when they're transitioning from one track to another, or they just want to fade something in a creative way. Or fade something out in a creative way. And this creative way is this kind of device makes your sound kind of mesh all together. It takes out the lows and the highs, and it gives this really beautiful trailing sound that's sort of hard to recreate in another way. So I think a lot of DJs actually use this knob, especially let's say they have a couple of tracks they're trying to transition from one to another that are completely different BPMs, and they can't match them up very well, or they're a totally different genre of songs, and they're really just trying to change to another song without having to do a traditional keep the beat going and keep everybody dancing. This will fade it out in sort of a different way. So let's hear what they might do. So what I'll do is we'll start this track sort of somewhere right here in the middle, so it's already playing. We don't want to listen to the whole thing. And then while it's playing, I'm going to go ahead and use the fade to gray knob, and then we're going to transition to the other track and then fade that knob back so it comes back to the other track, and you'll see what I mean. Here we go.
The new age of technology. Extending life.
There you go. Now let's go the other direction. Alright, this one's playing. Alright, so there you have it. That's just a quick example of how a DJ may use this fade to gray knob while they're performing live, because it's just a really cool sound that they can use to transition between tracks or fade something in or out. So now what we'll do is we'll launch a regular sort of music track that you're writing, and we'll use this fade to gray knob in one of your regular tracks. So let's get this project up. There we are. Okay, so what I've done on this track is I threw this together pretty quick here, and on the master I put the fade to gray knob, and I also put it on this track that has sort of a lush pad going on here. And what I'll do is we'll play this, and what I want you to notice is this automation that I did with the fade to gray. It'll start off and be in that sort of trailing beautiful mode, and then as it automates down to 0, it will get real tight and back to the regular sound. And on this one, what I did was I sort of faded it in the same way, and then at the end of this lush pad I've made it sort of trail out for a long time, and you'll hear that nice beautiful ending here. So it doesn't just abruptly end, it will have this beautiful trailing fade to gray effect. So let's listen to it and just notice what these are doing, and we'll go from there. So it faded in, now it's just playing regular. Notice how it fades out here, this pad. All right, let's actually solo this track, because I kind of want you to hear that exactly how this is fading out with the fade to gray knob. But let's turn it up a little bit if we're going to solo it, because it's pretty quiet by itself. So let's solo that, and I'll start this a little bit before so we can hear it coming in, and let's see if we can hear that. Let's get that back to the knob, the automation that we can see here. Here we go. Let me jump ahead a little bit for you. Yeah, you see that beautiful ending there to that lush pad? Well, that's this fade to gray. It sounds great, and a good use of it would be if you have a nice track that you've written and you don't really have an ending for it. You can use this fade to gray knob and make that ending of your track just end with this really ethereal, washed out, beautiful trailing sound. And then you actually have to set it to 0 at some point, because this thing will just go forever until it hits a 0 mark. And that's a good way of ending a song if you didn't already have an ending. But I showed you a couple ways you could use it in your track without just using it for your fade out. And then, like I said, DJs use it as well. So if you haven't used this fade to gray knob before, you might want to experiment around with it in a track you're writing, or if you're a DJ, because it really does have a unique sound that it would take a handful of other devices to be on your track to get that same result. So just using that one knob can really add a lot of really cool effect to something you're writing or DJing. Okay, well, that's the fade to gray knob. I hope I gave you a good introduction to it if you haven't used it before. So thanks again for watching. Hope to see you guys on the next one. DJ Burgstarre out.